Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today's video will be most probably the last video for the Lego hospital MOC I'm building for my Lego city, for the phase 1 of course. Today I'm going to finalize finishing the roof, and then we will do an overall review of the whole hospital, the different floors, and what's going to be coming out next in phase 2 of this hospital. So with no further ado, let's build the roof first. So the roof was built, again very simple, nothing much to it, just a platform, put some elements to match the rest of the floors, you know, some antennas, because keep in mind this is the air traffic operation room, office I guess, so you know you want to have some antennas, things like that to represent that. And then we have the HVAC and the air handling units and all that good stuff. So that's pretty much the extent of this roof. I had enough parts to build my medvac helicopter to transport you know, patients or critical patients to the hospital, but of course it's too big for the landing platform. So this was meant for phase 2 of the hospital, because in phase 2 I'm gonna have the hospital extended more, bigger, so this will be doubled the platform, so it will make sense then to use the helicopter. So but for now I had the parts and I just got it out of the way. So in addition, I took these from the Lego set 60204. I thought they'll be a good addition to this to the hospital, so I'm going to use this ambulance, of course. Put this here for now. Of course this can fit here very well. This is usually meant for moving organs and things like that, and blood and so on and so forth. So for now it makes sense to put on this small helipad. And then I have these crew members that we are starting to populate the hospital with, recruiting, hiring for the hospital. So we have these doctor nurses, 4 of them. Again, they're from the Lego set 60204. And then I have these individuals who are going to be acting as patients and visitors and things like that. So I'm going to incorporate them in this Lego hospital. So anyway, so again, this is just a roof, nothing there to it. With no further ado, let me just break this part into the different roofs and, you know, different floors, and let's go over it one more final time, just to see what do we have in phase 1 and what do we like to have in phase 2 of this hospital. Okay, so I broke it into the different floors to include the roof. We'll go through it real quick and, you know, just see what we have so far. Again, just to emphasize, build this helicopter. This is for moving patients. I think it's a nice addition to the phase 2 of the hospital when that's over. You know, it has an opening compartment here where you can, if I can open it with one hand, without that, where you can slide the patient in. So this opens up. Let's see if I can do it with one hand. Yep, there we go. So you know, you slide the patient in on this bed, and you know, there's some first aid kits and things like that, whatever these helicopters hold. But anyway, I like it. I think it will be a good addition. Of course, there's some control panels in there and the whole 9 yard. This will open up to have the pilot in there and the co-pilot, and then inside you can put a patient along with a physician or a doctor or a nurse or whatever, EMT. But that's pretty much for the helicopter. Again, this will be featured in phase 2 of the hospital, because right now it would not make sense to put it on this small platform as it is a humongous. But like I said, I had the parts and I'd rather build it than just save the parts and then use them for something else. Okay, so let's start with the beginning here. This is the ground floor. So the way it works right now with the current configuration is we have 2 lanes here for emergency ER dropping of patients. The ambulances will stop here. They'll drop the patients. Patients will go in. You have 2 ER rooms fully equipped with gadgets or whatever you need to have in these rooms to do what you have to do. Of course, I need to figure out some stickers here, to show that these are screens or things like that. I'm working on that for the whole hospital. But anyway, you have a cart here which has some medication on it and the tools, equipment that needed for the ER. You have a curtain here that will allow you to go into the lobby or the registration room, so which you can access from here. Or at the same time, you have the main entrance from here. You can access the hospital from here. So that's that. You go in here, you have the waiting room with some reading materials. I guess somebody left their drink over here. But you come here and then you wait, you sign up. And of course, there'll be a nurse waiting for you to check you in. As you can see, there's a lot of, there's a computer here. And there's a clock to keep you on track of time. And of course, there's the screen that will tell you when your number comes up and you're ready for your for your appointment or whatever you're here for. I think that's a good addition there. So these are the kind of stickers I'm trying to print out and attach them to the different parts of the hospital, but they're very hard to find. So with time, I'll get them all there. And then you have, of course, the entrance to the elevator, which is here right now. So you come in here and you enter the elevator shaft or the elevator itself, and you go for the next floor. Now the floors here are interchangeable. So here and here, I can change them between second and third, and first and second. So there's no rhyme or reason. I just happened to build this before that. But anyway, so let's go with this. Let's assume this is the first floor. In the first floor, again, you come from the elevator here. There's a small waiting area here, seating area. Nothing much to it. And then you have different rooms. So of course, you have the main patient room that can accommodate 3 patients. Again, they have night tables beside them. They have all the controls at the top to show what their vitals look like, and so on and so forth. And at the same time, there's some equipment in the room that can be used by the nurses or the physicians or the doctors. I think it's well detailed. At the same time, it has some windows here. So I think that gives it a good addition. So for now, that works here. The other room here is we have a bathroom with 2 stalls, as you can see here, and the sink. Of course, I'm not happy with the location of the bathroom. You're facing it's a bathroom at the end of the day. But for now, we keep it there. That's where it fell. That's where I had to put it, which I will upgrade it later because I have to do some modification to it. At the same time, we have here the eye doctor. This is the eye doctor. You come in here. That's if you have eye checkup or things like that. So there's an office here for the physician, the doctor. Some seating areas, some equipment, computer results, the whole 9 yards. The patient stands here, check their eyes, results come on the computer. The doctor, the physician can read them, and there's other tools that you use. That I'm not a doctor, by the way, so I will not be able to tell you what these tools are, but they are pretty much found in any eye doctor, hospital or office. And then from here, there's another room here, a small room. It's the lab. This is the lab where your testing results are being done. If you do blood work, things like that, they come over here and they get analyzed by the tech. There's a lot of things going on here, equipment, beakers and things like that with full fluids and chemicals and things like that. So they get documented in the computer and then forwarded to the physicians to review them and so on and so forth. So that's the second floor. The first floor, I'm sorry. The second floor comes, let's say this is the second floor here, same concept. There's an elevator here to come out from the elevator. Again, a small waiting room, bit bigger than the one on the first floor, but still there. Some reading materials. There's a plant there, kind of some decoration there. So that makes it look nice there a bit. Again, I have a thing here that I want to put a sticker on. Could be a picture maybe, could maybe say what this room is about and so on and so forth. But anyway, once you come in, you have your waiting area. You have your ortho here, which is, you know, your bone doctor, physician consultant, I guess, whatever you're gonna call it. There's a small bed, there's a skeleton here, and there's a computer, you know, where the doctor sit or the physician sit, and there's, of course, where the patient sit. At the same time, there's some x-rays behind. I guess this doctor maybe has an appointment with a patient where they're going to review the x-rays. And the beauty of it, the office is actually facing the front. So wherever this hospital lays, you could see that nice view. So I think, oh, sorry, that's the wrong floor. Let me just move this out of the way. There it is. So you have that nice view over there from the office. I think that gives it a nice touch. So let's keep going. What else is there? Okay. And then the next one is the MRI room. There's the MRI here. This is functional, by the way. So the bed goes in and out, as you can see. See if I can do it with the other hand. Yep, see, there you go. And then you have, of course, the control panel there. And then here you have the control room for the MRI, because, you know, it's radiation. You don't want to be inside that room. So there's that where the tech sit, the MRI tech sits here and controls everything there, looking at the result and the whole 9 yards. There's some screens here, or eventually I'm going to put some stickers here to represent the MRI results. So I'll work on that, but that's what they are for. There's a computer there, some seating area, and the whole tech you need to operate an MRI room. And there's, of course, a window. I don't know if you can see my finger here, but that's the window that separates so you can see the patient in there. Okay, so that's that. And then here you have a small room to represent maternity ward, but I only had enough room for one room. But of course, more to talk about that. But here, again, very simple. You have one room with a bed in it for the mom. And then, of course, the bed for the baby with some pictures behind it, beside it, you know, to show you that, you know, to make it cozy. And of course, there's some representation of a cabinet here, closet. So, and that's pretty much the small room there. And that's pretty much all about the second floor. Then comes to the third floor. The third floor is kind of even smaller because it's being absorbed by the helicopter pad for landing. Of course, same concept. There's an elevator here, which takes you to the kind of transition room. And this transition room takes you outside to the helipad to grab what you have to grab or bring in patients in. And then you have the first room here, where it is the air traffic control room or operation. And in this room, they control, you know, the air traffic, pretty much the helicopters coming in and out from the hospital, dropping patient organs, blood, so on and so forth. It's very well equipped. There's a lot of gadgets, a lot of computers. There's a radio in there, and so on and so forth. So sorry about the lighting. My shadow is there. I'm trying to show you what it looks like. So that's what it looks like. It's very well detailed. I think I love it. One of my favorite rooms from the detailing part. It looks very nice from the outside too. It has that front view look, which is very interesting. Oh, there's a mug. Somebody left their coffee or tea in there. And then you have the radar on the wall. There's like a representation of the radar to see where the aircraft are, so you make sure you don't have collisions and things like that. So I think it's a very well representing room. And then the other room, which can be accessed from this transition room, is the operation room or surgery room. So pretty much the way it works is they come, if the patients come from the helicopter, they get dropped. You don't want to go to the first floor or the second floor. I mean, time is critical, right? Especially if it's a critical accident or something like that, you want to be able to operate right on the spot. So I thought having it here will be the right place for it. So you directly come to the operation room, which is fully equipped. There's a sink here, there's a seat there, there's a patient right now. I guess he's being operated on. As you can see, they are doing blood transfusion to it, because you could see the blood bag here. I don't know what kind of blood he has, or positive maybe. But anyway, there's the lighting for the operation. So he's ready. I think there's some x-rays here. I think they're going to start operating on him. So he's freaking out, of course, as you can tell. But you know, I think he's in good hands. I think we hired the best. So we should be good. There's the operating table. There's some knife on it, syringe, and so on and so forth. You have the equipment here for surgery. Of course, I need to put a sticker on here. Again, reserved for some sticker. I gotta see what I can print out and make it look realistic. More equipment here with a computer. Same thing, opportunity for another sticker here. There's drawers with some stuff in them, you know, for surgery. And there's another cart here with some, tools and equipment and medication. And of course, again, another nice view from the front. It has that glass panel, the blue glass panel, which shows you how it looks like from outside, which is kind of cool, I think. I think that's maybe one of my best floors. And then, of course, last but not least, nothing about it much, there's the floor. The roof, which is the last piece of it. And the roof, of course, has, you know, the HVAC and the air handling units, and of course all the controls for the communication, satellites and things like that that's needed in a hospital. Very complex. You can see, of course, all the gadgets here to control or do maintenance on the equipment. So I think it's very well representing what we need to represent. So this is a quick overview of the whole hospital with the different floors. So give me a minute just to put it back together and show you the final product, and then what the intention for the phase 2 of this build. So I put it all together. So this is what it looks like when it's put together, you know, 4 floors, 3.5 floors. As I mentioned, the last floor is actually half of it, and the other half is the helipad. So that's what it looks like from the front. Side view, top view, the other side view. Try to be consistent with the windows, and then the back view. So that's what it looks like. Of course, I bet you if there's some lighting in there, it'll look very nice, because then you could see the details from the front. But for now, this is what it looks like from different levels. So I think I'm happy with it. That's a good start. And being complemented by these vehicles and helicopters. Now, what is phase 2? I keep mentioning phase 2. What I like to do is the phase 2 is increase the size, at least double it, if not even more. When I say double it, meaning take the width, and that width you see here, multiply it by 2, and take that length and add 1/3 of that length, maybe half of this plate to the side, or maybe the whole plate. So it's gonna come doubling on the going backwards, and maybe another half of it in the side, in the length will add to either side. I think that's the way I'm thinking of it. And the reason I want to do that is I want to add a couple more things that I'd like to have, but I don't have the room to do it now. And I want to, of course, move things around to make it more make sense, kind of thing, from a hospital standpoint. And that way I can put more doctors and physicians and people, make it look like a hospital. We know they're usually crowded with employees and patients, right? That's the intention of it. But what I want to have, of course, first of all, I want to replace the elevator. I want to make the elevator a different kind of elevator. Right now, this is gonna, I just move it by hand, and you can't see the elevator, meaning you can see what's going on there, which I like to show it off. So I most probably will replace it with windows. And I want to make sure that in the future I can make it a mechanical one, meaning operated by a battery and a motor at the top, where it's going to be hidden, which will make it more fun, right? So that's one thing I'd like to do. I'd like to add stairs to the different levels. Right now, there's no stairs, which is, if power goes off, then we have a safety issue there. Anyway, but that's that. I like to have stairs. I'd like to have a cafeteria on the first floor. every hospital have a cafeteria for people waiting for the doctors, for the physician, nurses, so on and so forth. So I'd like to add that. I'd like to add facility room where, where they do the laundry, where they take care of the water system and so on and so forth. I like to add that. I like to add a pharmacy somewhere in the hospital. So I like to have that. I also like to add another operation room, surgery room, the one you see up here on the 4th floor, the one maybe on the 2nd floor, because that will be accessible for the helicopter thing. But at the same time, what if you have other other surgery that are planned for different things? You don't want to use the one that's for emergency, right? So I'd like to have another one of those. And then I like to have an X-ray room. I have the MRI room. I like to have an X-ray room, so to complement it. So maybe that floor will be the MRI room and the X-ray room. I like to make my waiting rooms maybe a bit bigger, put some more details in them, especially the one on the 2nd floor. I like to do that. I like to add also at the same time, I would like to add, what do you call that? The maternity ward. Right now I only have one room dedicated. I like to have a floor or maybe a part of a floor dedicated for the maternity, because I want to have like at least 3 rooms. I want to have like incubators for babies born before their time. I want to have that kind of system in place. I like to have like a small conference room. I like to have a break room for the nurses and the doctors. And I like to have some consultation rooms, like maybe patients talking to the doctors privately, what to do next, so like small rooms of that sort. And then I like to have like a special, like right now I have the eye doctor room. I have the ortho room, ortho office. I like to have a couple more specialists in that hospital for other maybe 2 things, like say, I can't think of them right now. Maybe something for dental, maybe something for, I don't know, whatever other specialized thing to have, a gyno specialist maybe, or whatever you call them. Because I'm not a doctor, so not familiar with a lot of terminology, but I want to have some sort of that kind of thing. So these are the things I'd like to have. I like to add to the hospital, and I think I can do it if I double the size of it. Of course, I'll have more details on the roof, right? So I'll have the elevator shaft at the top here, which will be automated in the future. I'll have more, more air handling units and HVAC and so on and so forth. So, and of course, I want to double the helipad, double the size. That way it can accommodate the one I really want to show off. So a lot of things to do. I like to, of course, make the ER a bit bigger. And what I mean by that is I want to have like a reception for the ER only, for taking in people when they come in. I like to maybe add 2 more rooms, maybe have doors to them rather than keep them open like that. So there's a lot of things I'd like to add. And right now with what I have, I can't do that. But it's a good start. A lot of things I learned from it. I like the flooring style I did, which I want to accommodate. I already have a lot of furniture that I already built, so I know what I need to increase from an interior standpoint. I know what the surgery room is going to look like, so I can start building that. The patient room, right now it can accommodate 3 people. I might maybe make it to accommodate 5 people. I would like to do that, or maybe 4 at least. So that's something I'd like to do there. So again, a lot of things we'll be able to do in the bigger size. But again, I talked a lot, so for now I'm gonna reach to a conclusion that it's a good starting point for this hospital. I'm happy with it, and stay tuned for phase 2. Right now I'm gonna start collecting the parts that I need and start building the furniture and the interior before I open it up and start expanding on it. With no further, again, let's conclude with saying, if you like the content, please don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe button. And as always, till the next video, let's keep building.